talk about balloon sweeping people. So I'm gonna grab my partner's sleeves. I'm gonna put my feet on his hips. But to actually balloon them, I'm gonna have to do basically like instead of an upwards row where it comes straight next to my face, I'm holding my hands like straight in front of me as if I was gonna initiate a push-up. I make my two grips, I pull my knees to my chest, and I do that, and this happens at the same time, and there's a whip in the lapel when you pull. And my knees are coming to my chest until I can balance my partner onto my feet. Now I can send my partner over, I can start doing fun stuff, but just to get warm, I just want you to practice loading people. And it's good to use this whip and just load your knees to your chest at the same time. And then you can find that balance point. You catch people up in the air. Now I can helicopter armbar, I can helicopter triangle. I can send them one way or the other, or I can just send them back down. But getting used to whipping your hands up and allowing your knees to retract. And as you see this, eventually, as I retract my knees, my hips will start to rise off the mat and my feet will point up. That's when you push. And that's how we get people in the air in the D. Okay? This is for all balloon sweeps. Anytime I want to send someone up and over, I can't do this. Even if I pull correctly, I can't load him at all because I'm stretching. So I won't even touch him with my feet and I'll pull. Now I touch him with my feet. Questions on elevating people? Balloon sweeping?
Trying to put that foot in their thigh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to load them directly onto my feet and like act like I'm playing with a kid. Yeah. But you have to get used to doing it. And once you get used to doing it with little to no resistance, you'll grab your partner's sleeves, and then when I'm here, go ahead and squat down a little bit. Now you practice doing it from here. Now I got him up again. All right, let's start to squat a little. We're pulling him out of it, and we're going to up. Questions?
What's that? You know this one?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna show some variations of it today. All right, let's get it on 3. 1, 2, 3. I have my partner here, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for his collar. Now instead of both sleeves and I'm whipping up, now I have collar sleeve. This is actually a more kind of a viable way to trick people into getting balloon swept because they're not really thinking balloon sweep when you do stuff like this. I'm gonna pull both my elbows flare. I'm gonna start pulling as my knees come to my chest, and then I'm gonna start to elevate my partner into the air. I'm gonna cross his hand and push his head. And at the same time, the arm that I have, that same foot is gonna release his hip. And we're gonna dump him into our arm bars. Okay? So, when you balloon people up into the air, I'm here, I have my collar sleeve, I'm pulling, my knees come to my chest, and then I get my partner off the mat. While I'm here, I'm gonna push his arm across, punch his head, and I'm gonna release one foot, and I keep the other one. And at the same time, I'm crossing and I'm punching, and it sends people through. And when you do it all at once I get in the air, you dump people into arm bars for your balloon sweep arm bars, your little helicopter arm bars. Okay. I'm here, I pull, I allow my knees to come to my chest, and now I get my partner elevated. And you can just do it slowly. You can even take your foot and you can push on their far thigh to turn them over, and you can kind of slowly dump people down into your arm bars to practice kind of controlling, almost like you're doing a scissor sweep in the air as you send them over and then they drop. And now we have our arm bars, okay? Questions, helicopter arm bars? No. Again, you can do it slow, or you can get people up and immediately release. As you get them up, you're releasing, and that's the leg that's going over the head. So I release their hip, that same leg goes over the head. And I dump them down. Cool? Let's get it on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, guys. So now here a little bit more in terms of like the realistic, like how we would pull guard and like what a balloon sweep live might look like. So I have my collar and my sleeve, and I put my foot near his hip and I pull guard, and then we end up in like daily Hiba. This is a very common position, okay? And then right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I'm almost like lifting my toes up into their groin like this. And then I'm gonna take the ball of my other foot and I'm gonna be pushing on that. But to start, I have my collar sleeve and I'm gonna pull my knees to my chest, and then I'm gonna push. And now I'm balloon sweeping him basically through his groin. This is how Francisco low swept me. He pulled guard, and he had the collar sleeve. I didn't feel like I could get balloon swept, and he just found this. And I just went up and over, and I was like, dang, that's freaking strong. Because when I originally learned it, it was just both feet on the hips. So for me, if both the feet aren't on the hips, I'm never thinking threat of balloon sweep, right? But I just pulled guard to regular De La Riva with the collar sleeve I had when I was standing, and I really flex up, and I press on my own foot. But to start this, I actually want to load. Now I press on my foot, and I kick on their groin, and now they're up. I could send them over, I could kick up and drop them into the arm bar, whatever I want to do from there, okay? So I have my collar and my sleeve, and I just pull regular guard, toes are up, here, I load, and I elevate, and I send my partner over. And now we finish up with knee sweep. Okay. The other thing that can happen is when I go to pull guard, his base gets really wide here. And as this happens, I'm going to send my elbow over, and I'm going to place basically my foot on my partner's eye belly down on this arm bar. Okay? So when people widen their base to basically stay standing and prevent, but I have this arm super stretched, I'm sending my elbow all the way through. I'm trying to turn my knee up and over my partner as now I hip into the arm bar and we have our taps. Now, if you kick their actual kneecap, you're a jerk because you can hyperextend people's knee. But I've had people do it to me hard, but they just aim on the inside of the knee so that it really stretches your legs out rather than pushing that knee straight backwards. Now, I've seen black belts in tournament, they kick each other's knees basically as hard as they can and they belly over on this arm bar. But just think, if I'm just trying to go just above the knee to keep my partner safe, and I stretch, and I'm really trying to get my partner stretched out here, now I can just start turning over, planting my foot on them, and getting my hips over, and going for my arm bar. Okay? Questions on this? Yeah. So, collar sleeve, I just go foot on the hip like a regular guard pull, and then I go to my De La Riva hook. Now, I'm really trying to focus on hooking my toes up, and then I'm going to pull him towards me, and after I pull him towards me, I'm either going to stomp on my own foot, or on their stomach, or on their groin, and I'm just going to stretch straight towards the ceiling. So I have the De La Riva hook, my other foot on the hip, I'm here, I load, and then this foot's going to transfer into the inside. I load, there. Again, going over, and I'm coming up on top. Questions? Yeah.
You ever L under elbow?
Yes, and I do that to go to single leg X. I do that to go to X guard, but I don't like to try to balloon them with it. But I will definitely pull guard. I'm in De La Riva, and I'll cross, and I'll pull to get their hand down. Now I transition inside. Yeah. Anything else? No. Let's try it on 3. 1, 2, 3.